Low tides reek of brine, squid smells of goo. Galley scents are fine when the fishing is too. "36 seconds. Way to go, Bridget. I'm just the MC. I just want to be clear. I'm not counting anything. My ADD does not work that way. Come on up, Fred Stager from Kodiak, Alaska.
A greenhorn's luck, true story. Red and green buoys, blue boat lumbering between, her wooden planks groaning while the gas engine screams. High water alarm buzzing terrible tone. A greenhorn skipper stands all alone. 5 bilge pumps spew out a god-awful slurry, smell of rotten wood, gasoline, old salmon gurry. The fish aboard worth far more than his craft. He needs a tender and he needs one fast. Did he make it? A voice in the audience shouts. Well, I'm standing here grinning, so I guess there's no doubt.
"33 seconds. Everybody's doing great. Come on up. So next, Alana, come and stand at the edge of the stage. You keep coming towards me.
I will.
What's your name?
My name is Eric Nelson, and I fished probably back, am I starting? All right, I'm gonna start there, and I got it going on. I was kind of a tourist fishing. I fished back in probably 2003. You got what?
Clock is running.
A clock is running, and I'm going to run the clock. I just want to tell a fishing story. All right? So, now I'm just going to include 3 colors, red, green, blue, and 3 sounds. Caw-caw! And splash. And I don't want to wake up. Okay, those are some sounds. 3 smells, fecal matter. That's a bad one. And the smell of rotten fish on the deck. If you're not hosing them off, that's a bad smell. And another smell is what? Dead albacore, like 3 days later. Smells bad. And a voice. Hi, my name's Eric Nelson. Glad to meet you. So I'm past a minute, and that's okay. I was just going to talk about Dump Day back when the one season I crabbed, which was back in '93. I can't.
No. Great job. Come on, Alana.
No, I'm still.
No, you're done.
It was Dump Day though.
Oh, babe.
I'll lose. That's okay,
Yeah.
but
No,
it's a
no,
story.
that's not how
That's
it
the
works.
passion of the whole thing.
Come back up and tell us the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Alana. Thank you, buddy. Give him a big hand. Because there's always someone trying to get around the regs. Go on. All right.
The unwashed hold, 3 weeks ripe, smelled like stale jizz. The jellies, magenta, purple, and turquoise, with their electric alien beauty, were the first creatures on earth to inspire such ire from this peace-loving greenie. Splish splash from the gaff as I mustered all the violence I could, spearing them through off the side of the skiff. I'd been collecting unpleasant experiences. But tonight, the sizzle of the sandwich my deckmate flipped, the rich fragrance of cheddar and butter on the grill was enough to soothe me. "You looked like you could use a snack," he said. The crunch of the greasy toasted bread was as welcome a sound to my ear as the butter was a taste to my tongue. The fragrance of the iconic grilled cheese drowning out the low but ever-present odor of old water and salt trapped under my wristers. Jelly rashes and old jizz stenches be damned, I had melted cheddar.
56 seconds. Way to go, Alana. Come on up. Tall man.
I'm tall, that's for sure.
Tell him your name.
My name's Clark Hannes. I came into this world with a view of the Chesapeake Bay, born to an extended family of crab fishermen and teamsters. The very first smell I remember loving was Old Bay's boiling into crab meat. To be honest, I haven't spent much time at sea. My father was a lawyer and I'm a math teacher. But I'm in love with an Astoria girl, so I feel like I fit here. I'm a fisherman in the way that we all are, though, using our words like bait on a lure. Hearts green with envy, cheeks red with lust. We cast our line and it's tight, short, sweet, and devastating if at all possible. So when we see our buddies the next day smelling of sex and a greasy breakfast, we can tell the story of our catch. Her heart is this big. And y'all, it really is. She's great. And she caught me too. I'm flopping around on her deck, hoping this ain't a catch and release.
He came real close there, sacrificing some of his time to praise his woman. 1 minute even. Math teacher, good with rules. Come on up, Nancy Cook.
It's called MV Yukon Princess, somewhere south of St. Paul. I crouch in the warm lee of the stack that smells for some reason like maple syrup. Sea air condenses a glisten onto cheeks chapped beneath bunk-blurred eyes. Stare, and when out from the black-green Pantone M39 sheen of the Bering Sea blank horizon, a voice. There's a mermaid singing beneath the engine. There's a mermaid singing beneath the roar. Are you listening? Are you listening? I am listening. Hydraulics whine. Glaucous squawk. Earmuffs, silence, resistance. Dawn orange Grundens grab dry gloves. Into the factory, cod awful stench of work.
Any other nerds out there running the timers? Because that was 10:84 over. Sorry, babe. Come on in.
That was Nancy Cook, and I'm Nazina Cook. Dip netting from memory. It's hard to know if what you know is really known or just told and recreated. That's why I say I think one day I may have been a fisher. Long days with bright blue skies to contrast with the flowing icy gray. The hissing silts gave the copper a breath that would always stay. The air is thick with fish, it's almost suffocating. My nose and cheeks are red as my cherry coveralls, keeping me warm as a snoring bear hibernating, if they're really warm when they're hibernating. My mom's lack of fear brought me plenty. She precociously maneuvered the long silver pole I assumed in length must have been 120. I was too small to pull my own great salmon, but the tug of a fish pulling me in was all too easy to imagine. The clanking clatter of packing up meant sweet cocoa aromas would soon fill my nose, but one last task lay in my path before I could finally wear dry clothes. Give thanks and give back, she spoke, and presented me with a closed palm. I observed with bright eyes the still tender, beating, bloody, irony heart of a great copper red that soon down her throat was gone.
Your mom taught you a lot. A lot of good stuff. It was 102. It's just the fact. I'm gonna give that to the judges. They can do whatever they want with that, but I don't want to face Nancy Cook with that, so come on up. Is this tall enough for you?
I think so. All right, good. Thank you. Okay. I see as bright as an eye, your brand is not for pink relationship, married to the green sea, so no need to break up when you cross the slapping bar. Men out longer dreaming through screaming screens and returning with new dreams of two knock pots, limerence, leprechaun, love something at the end of a moving rainbow. It really has nothing to do with age or snarling exes or smelly sexes or syrupy kids. Home on the 25th solar yellow new moon eclipse, still no touch after 6 months. Love is like an entire plume of gaslight, but I'm going to let the boom and see it. All sparkly fizz and chrysanthemum bloom, a hurly unfurling sulfur mortar, and there's nothing you can do about that. It takes two at the block and broad crab-scented hands cruising broadband Pornhub, devouring white, sweet manna, the blind of night LED.
My hand slipped, so I'm pretty sure you were under a minute, right? Come on up.
Hold that, please. You may have a swig if you'd like. I'm a recreational fisher who lives 43 miles to the south, overlooking the Halem Bay. Lobster, shrimp, crab, and eel. Crunchy, slimy, slippery feel. Fresh brown shellfish dropped into the boiling pot. Turn bright orange as they get hot. Catch them, then cook them. They hiss and they pop, and eat them down with yellow butter on top. My favorite of them all, the Dungeness crab. Don't get in my way, you might get stabbed. Our wedding vows, my husband did pledge to love, honor, and obey. But most important was, said, with this ring I thee wed and promise to keep you in crab every day. A joyous sound as you smash the claw. A loud crack means I'm ready to gnaw. Breathe deep the essence of the briny smell. Just clean it up after, or they stink like hell.
That was 1 minute. Well done. What's your name?
Katie.
All right, Katie.
Each February, the Fisher Poets issue their siren song. It speaks to me with a voice deep and resonant, like Sam Elliott or Tracy Adkins, compelling me to join this fellowship, lulling me with their visions of shiny silver scales, clanging marker buoys, the smell of salty, sweet brine, the rhythmic rattle of the engine, and music blasting on the deck. Just as I am about to purchase a wool cap and waders and foul siren Sam, realization breaks through, hot and bright like a deck light. The romantic black of night is also the black of a pungent hydraulic oil mishap. The noises are the whining of dangerous ropes spinning and heavy equipment banging. The lingering smell is of a dank slickers, and the realization that seeing the golden sunrise means you're up before sunrise. I realize all these people on stage are as tough and sturdy as Carhartt, and I am summer gauze. It is best for everyone. I leave the dangerous, heavy, creative work to others. Instead, with each bite of fish or crab or shrimp, I will be grateful for the added Fisher Poet seasoning.
The points for heartfelt sentiment sadly do not erase the 17 seconds that went over. Just got a text. Oh, we need names. Do I need the names? That person, I don't understand. There's a word here. John sent me a text that said names. So, yeah, introduce yourselves. I feel like people have been doing that. Do people feel like people have been All right, also, I just want to say that, I don't know if you remember, I got to do this with Ron McDaniel. Okay? And every time people went over, Ron would just be like, it's fine, it's fine. I don't do that. I think it's because I was a Kodiak deckhand. All right, step on up and say your name. No, you get to say your name for as long as you want, and then I'll start the timer. But thanks for the clarifying question.
Hello, my name is Crystalline.
What?
Crystalline.
Okay, remember we have no hearing.
Crystalline. Okay. Name and what? Oh, McMinnville, Oregon. Okay. Lost in blankets, dark and deep, I finally drift away to dreams of old life lost at sea in salty scented spray. The yellow sunlight of the morn has faded blue to black. The crescent moon, she speaks to me and begs me answer back. The tones of seabirds quiet now. I hear soft songs in foam. On land I sleep and slumber deep, but in my dreams I roam on ebb and flow of ocean tide and rise and fall of wave. I smell the fish and diesel smoke. It will hold me all my days. My hair is gray. My body creaks like boards upon the deck. My soul looks back towards fishing days, a blessed, perfect wreck.
That's 41 seconds. I'm just looking at this t-shirt coming up here that says Chicken Alaska. Please introduce yourself, and then I'll start the timer.
I'm Janine Robin, and I'm a lawyer from Portland. 84, I got married and acquired Mark's 3 children. John, my imp, Amy, my joy, and Josh, my first fisher boy. Blonde hair the color of ripening wheat. Why does it smell like dirt and puddles? He doesn't want my hugs and cuddles. He wants to go fishing. Blue-green river, wide gray ocean, distasteful whiffs of bracken brine. Josh doesn't hunger for skills like mine. He wants to go fishing. Creaking boats, shrieking gulls, his excited chatter. What I have to offer doesn't matter. His uncle took him fishing.
I can't resist saying this, but a lawyer knows their way around being brief. 36 seconds. Thanks, Amanda.
All right, my name is Amanda Gladix. I live here in Astoria. Whoa! Wow. All right. An eerie blue light flickers in my dim spare bedroom. Sliced apples, cashews, and a century of dust, the evening's perfume. Keystrokes tap, mouse hand whispers, we are ready to resume. A disembodied voice, my own, breaks in with a harping admonition. Hey, you're on mute. The phrase beats us all into submission. We're all here together, but alone in a virtual pandemic edition. 3 long years since we've heard the timbre of these voices, crowded shoulder to shoulder in these hallowed places. As the day drew near, though, the forecast began to worsen. Gray skies, white snow, but you still came, even if you were uncertain. I hope you found the real connection that you were seeking, for you have shown that nothing could stop this Fisher Poets gathering live and in person.
You can really tell how hard people have been paying attention because everybody is doing like emphatic pauses. Happily, Amanda managed to come in at 59 seconds. Come on up, Ingrid.
Ingrid Reese, Bellingham. Helga was a spinster, blue-eyed, flaming red hair, with one noticeable flaw. She sported a large purple proboscis, kind of like a heavy drinker's, except Helga was a teetotaler. Go north, her mother said. I've heard there are plenty of men, even though, as they say, the odds are good, but the goods are odd. So Helga sailed north across the briny sea to work in a Kodiak cannery that smelled like fish guts and stale BO. One night at the Dewdrop Inn, Helen met Lars, a Swedish cod fisherman who stood a good 6 inches shorter. "Would you like to dance?" he asked shyly. As they shuffled around the sticky dance floor, enveloped by stale smoke and cheap aftershave, Lars rested his head on Helga's ample bosom and knew that she would provide a soft place to fall. Later, Helga would smile and say, "The best thing about Lars are his codman's hands." Previous champion, when there were no time limits. 1 minute, 8 seconds. Thank you for your service. Come on up.
Sorry? Yeah, that's good. Park, Astoria, Oregon. I wish I had my glasses. I am neither a fisherman or a poet. I'm a bar pilot. I have salt in my veins. I came up here to ground this event geographically in Astoria, Oregon. Sailing at 14, launch boat till I was 18, merchant ship since 85, bar pilot for the last 8 years. I have salt in my veins. The orange and white pilot vessel Peacock sits at the parking lot of the Maritime Museum here in Astoria. It plied the Pacific Blue for over 30 years as a station boat for pilot and crew. Witness to the aroma of many breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the occasional seasickness, and the occasional bowel movement. The voice inside me whispers, "You stand on the shoulders of giants." I am in awe and grateful of all the pilots who came before me. When I chat with the local fishermen on VHF, the Grumpy Jay, the Iron Lady, Raven, South Bay, and Wrangler, I am in awe and grateful for what you do. We are brothers. We have salt in our veins.
Astoria bar pilot, everybody, a legend. The Astoria bar pilots are legend. Columbia Bar is one of the most dangerous water crossings in the world. Legend. However, keeping track by tide and by the movement of the waters, not so much by the prison of the clock, a minute 17. Also, I hope people have more than an occasional bowel movement on those boats, because things get grumpy. Come on up. Let's see where you're at.
Hi, my name is Rick. I'm from Portland. There was a group of fisher poets so witty and wise. They fished by day and wrote by night under the starry skies. Their lines were sharp. Their rhymes were so fine. They could each catch fish and words at the same time. The sounds of the waves as they crashed on the shore, the singing of the crew as they worked and they swore, and the scratching of the pen on the paper so white were the sounds of the fisher poet's delight. The colors of the sea were blue, green, and gray, and the fish they caught swam in a rainbow display, from yellow to pink and their shades in between. Their poetry shone like the colors of a dream. The smell of the sea was salty and fresh, mixed with the scent of fish, it was quite the mesh. But the smell of their words was a different thing, a fragrance so sweet, it made our hearts sing. So here's to the fisher poets, so clever and sly. They can catch fish and make us laugh with the twinkle in their eye. Their words are like fish, they hook us in deep, and we can't help but smile as we laugh and we weep.
Made it.
Yes.
He made it. I also just want to say to the Portlanders that Lara Messersmith-Glavin and I are hosting our annual Ebb Tide set in Portland Monday night. And if you show up, you can read your poem there. Your 1 minute poem. Come on up.
Awesome, Rob.
Thanks. Okay, wait, let me get my timer.
Okay,
All right.
timer. Jesse Jess, Nehalem Bay. I don't fish for fish, per se. I search for a different kind. My catch doesn't bring a price per pound or tug upon a line. In fact, the loot I haul on shore is worth nothing, not a dime. Folks really pay to send it out, smash it up, make it go away. So here's the thing about this pastime of mine. I love it. I can't get enough. I coax others to do it too. Aging yellow dock foam and turquoise knotted rope, more tiny plastic shit than I can hardly cope. I come upon the water to clear my racing mind. I look upon the ocean to see beyond the daily grind. That smell of salt and sand and rotting creatures big and small tell me life is short. I'm human after all. But not even the roaring of her mighty waves can pull me from this duty. I hear the gulls squawk and watch them pluck for fake food. I hear that bro chuck his can as it tumbles to my feet. I don't fish for fish, per se, but I'll tell you what I do. I pull the trash from beaches, rivers, and highways too. I pull that net in with a fresh catch of all that shit that will never go away. So think of me when you lose that rope while fishing around Nehalem Bay.
Another occupation unencumbered by the cage of time. 1 minute and 18 seconds. Thank you for your labors on the shores, Jess. Come on up. I didn't invent time. I struggle with it almost more than anyone else here. All right, ready? All right, let me get my clock on. You look good. It's been a while. Not good.
Hi, I'm Robin Koger. I make these notebooks. How do I hide my secret pleasure, meant only for myself? When it's filling the air, nothing to do but share. The smokehouse full of salmon fulfilling their life cycle,